I apologize for him in advance. Where life goes on and abuse or disputes, I guess you would call it, goes on. I'm going to see what y'all think. So the police show up at a dispute at a high school and they body slammed the girl. I mean, they knocked her out like Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
She was out cold. Now, the video that they showed, police threw her to the ground, knocked her out, then handcuffed her. But they didn't show what happened before that. And I you know, I hate to say this, but I've seen some hysterical high school girls. Mm-hmm. Now, it's possible, given the climate of what's going on in America now, it's possible that the man just grabbed her and overreacted and body slammed her to the ground, knocked her out, like everybody is saying and assuming. However, I have a hard time believing that. Now, I'm not saying she deserved to get thrown to the ground and knocked out.
Right.
You know, seemed like he should be able, 3 grown policemen ought to be able to.
He should have been able to handle her, right.
To handle her a little more. I guess the problem I've got with all of the cases, and then later on, I'm talking about the little 9-year-old that got maced too. A mama raising hell, but you know, you didn't have raised a girl. You can't fight the police. You can't be fighting the police. And for the mama to say they could have handled it better than that. Well, you couldn't handle it. She's 9 years old. You couldn't handle it.
Right.
Now you mad because the police. What they gonna do? They didn't tase her. They didn't break the little girl's arm. The little girl kicking the police, hollering, "I ain't getting in that car till my daddy come." Oh, you getting in here? Well, and so they maced it. But the first case I want to talk about is where the police body slammed the girl. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It looked gross. It looked bad.
Yeah, it looked real bad now.
But you don't know what led up to that. And I've seen some high school age girl.
Yeah.
That, you know, I don't know what the man was supposed to do.
I mean, I'll just be glad when they don't shoot us. They ain't shoot her, they ain't kill her, so, you know, she living.
No.
They say she was cutting up, though.
They didn't kill her, but still, if that was not necessary, then that's still wrong. I mean, that ain't the only instance where police brutality, somebody ain't got to die.
I mean, that's what they do.
Like you say, DC, if you can't control your child at home, don't expect somebody else to control.
Well,
but 3 men should have been able to handle her.
But this girl called her mother and said, these other girls trying to jump. Her mother said, well, just sit down right there, wherever she was. This girl went back outside, which kind of leads me to believe, possibly now, I know I'm going to get some hate mail about this, she may have been the aggressor. Because there's no mention of whatever happened to the girls that were supposed to jump her. Why did the police not go with them? So if this girl was acting out of control, and I'm the last person to defend the police, but what are they to do in that situation? I mean, the girl was ferociously, from the little clip I saw.
She was fighting them.
She fighting.
Yeah.
So
she was getting them hell.
What's the man gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, in the case with the 9-year-old girl and the mama raising hell, in the first place, the girl had to be out of control. The mama called the police on her 9-year-old
See, daughter. I didn't know that. I didn't know the mama called the police on her.
The mama called the police.
Damn.
Saying that she couldn't control the girl's out of control and all that blah, blah, blah.
So what the police come to do? What the police supposed to do? Come in and just let her just run, do what she wanted to do?
I would have woke her ass out.
And the police should have came and talked to her. They tried talking to her, but if your mama can't talk to you.
Right.
What make you think the police?
I would have
And they roused the girl. That girl was kicking and screaming, and finally they hit her with a little mace.
I would have wore her ass out.
Now, it was sad to see.
Right.
But this was I know I'm going to get some hate, man.
It's a learning.
I don't give a shit.
It's a learning process.
It was a case of a badass child.
Who need her ass whooped.
And she should have had her ass.
Because I would have wore her out. I mean, how you call her? I would have wore her ass out if I was her mama.
I think.
What'd you say, Mook?
I think they could have dealt with it differently.
How How?
Because they
She's
are
only
trained.
9.
Yeah, she's only 9.
What
they're
they gonna
trained to
do?
She
diffuse
ain't
the
that strong.
situation.
Right.
It's about being patient. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to take the time to sit there and just let her cool down. Eventually, she would have calmed down. If we would have sit there for 5 hours,
What, let her
she
kick
would've
and
calmed
scream and
down.
holler?
Okay, well, why her
Not on my tax dollar.
mama didn't just let her give her time out?
She
for
might have a
5
mental
hours?
issue.
She called the police.
Well,
She could
again,
have a
I'm
mental
saying she
issue.
probably was off the chain, but with the law enforcement being there, wasn't but so much more she could have done while they was there. So they surround her and just let her fuss, do whatever she got to do. Eventually, she would have calmed down. But they didn't have time. Police don't have patience, so they just wanted to go in there and get it over it and go on to the next thing.
So what did they take her?
How much? They took her
Man,
jack.
trust me, Mook.
How much
Police, when it
patience
come to
you gonna
kids,
have?
when they come to kids, they more cautious when it come to kids than they are adults.
Well, it
because
was a
they
funny statement in there,
understand.
though. Because they had a police woman with her, and the police woman looked at the little girl and said, "You acting like a child." And the little girl said, "I am a child."
You acting like a child. What?
Yeah. Now, that was bad.
You're acting like a child.
Because what it implies is the police woman realized that it was a child, but she was handling her like an adult.
Like an adult,
Exactly.
right.
She told the little baby.
Oh, they
"You
do
act
us
like
all
a
like
child."
that.
It is a child.
But
They do us all like that.
What you
They
mean
treat
us all? You ain't no
treat
damn
us,
child.
They treat us like animals. That's what I'm
But
saying.
Yeah.
that's the
Damn
difference
child.
because anytime you see any footage with the police dealing with white folks, they have the patience. They let them do everything.
Exactly.
They got a chance to pull a gun out on them,
Yeah.
pull a knife, shoot
Yeah,
the
I saw
guy.
the tape the other
Now,
day where they
DC.
pulled the white boy over and he cussed that police out. He said, "I got
Right.
a gun right here and I'm finna
Right.
drive off," and drove the fuck
Joe
out.
did.
DC,
Rolled
DC.
off into
Dilemma
the
is-
sun.
DC.
However, that's just like Trump always referring to Barack did it. Even if that did happen, that still does not make it right.
Right.
You
right.
can't fight the police, man.
But DC,
And
DC,
that's
hold
what I was
on,
gonna say.
hold on,
Hold on.
DC. The police can handle it, like you said, patience. It's like, I'm gonna just make an example.
Well, he's being
people who-
ridiculous. He's saying they should wait if it take 5 hours for the girl
Yeah,
to
I
come.
mean,
But
not
like they ain't
5
got
hours,
shit
but-
else to do.
but-
They gonna sit there and wait for this 9-year-old to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, you
for
can do
5
that.
hours.
But why not? That's their job.
Shit.
That's their job.
Why did her
DC,
mama
it's
do
their
that?
job.
What you
Before she
mean?
called the
Because
police.
I guess
I was
she was
about to
running
say
around
something
the
for y'all.
house.
Cut
You're
me
not
off.
being realistic.
No,
I'm about to
you're
say
not
something
being
before y'all
realistic.
cut me off. I'm about to say
Go
something.
ahead.
I'm gonna use this analogy. It's not with a human, but I have stray dogs that run through my neighborhood. The owners of the dog can't control the dog. Pit bulls run in my yard. Guess what? I go out there and catch the dog. It ain't my dog. Vicious dog. I go out there, take the time, wait till the dog come down, put a leash on the dog, bring it around front, and wait for the owner. He like, "Man, how do you catch my dog?"
Everybody ain't from Mississippi,
But
man.
I'm just saying,
And-
you
and
have the
people are
patience.
not a- and
But hold
people
on,
are
you
they
have
boys
the
or
patience.
girls?
It's not
You
about
have the
that.
patience.
It's about the patience. It's a 9-year-old
about the
child.
patience.
You have to go in that situation.
I have
differently.
friends who have
Right.
bad kids that I
can't
go
just go in
over
that situation.
and I go up and they argue with the kids and
You
all
tell
a
me.
few minutes with the
of-
child.
You tell me of one
Dog
case
whisper.
where police are. Man, I've seen hostage sit there and wait 5 hours. You talking about waiting until this little 9-year-old comes? And I don't want to demean the situation, but I hope they got better shit to do
But I'm gonna be
than
honest.
wrestle with this 9-year-old child.
They don't.
But I want to be.
Just an unraised, badass child.
But what
But
it
if
is
you-
that we have a history of.
I agree
First
with
of
you
all,
on
you're
that.
supposed to educate. We all know that we are treated differently by law enforcement. Off the blank.
Right.
My mother told me at the
Yeah.
very beginning, when you go out there, this is what you do. So if a cop shot me, it wasn't because I was aggressive. But what happened is that a lot of people, when we look at these videos, a lot of these young black people are aggressive.
Right.
So it's almost like they don't know the history. And at the same time, you have those white police officers that are very patient with white people. They waited for that man to get out his car, and that man had enough time to shoot those cops.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that was about 9 months ago when he
Yeah.
did that. They let him do everything.
Right.
Right.
So they have patience with them.
I've seen butt naked people
Yeah,
fight
because
with
it's
the
their
cops.
people. That's
Right.
why.
But we,
Butt naked white
we
people
know-
fight
With us, they treat us like animals.
They
man.
treat us like animals. That's why that was a terrible
They
analogy.
got a kick
The
out of
dog
mixing that
saying,
little 9-year-old girl.
No, I disagree with you.
I bet you they
I
talked
disagree.
about that as soon as they got back to the station.
I disagree.
I bet you them white boys.
I disagree.
Man, I bet you they got a kick out of
I
mixing that little girl.
No.
disagree.
I do.
He said, at this point, just go ahead on and just mace her. Just go ahead on and just mace her.
Well, I mean, they've been fighting this girl about 10 minutes.
But
now.
she's 9 years old, man.
I know, they've been wrestling this girl 10 minutes. If they break her arm, they got problems.
Right.
So I think a little mace was really a reasonable remedy.
Well,
If
now-
you can't tase the girl.
Well,
now, the
now's
only
the
thing I
time.
said they should come up with is mace for children.
Well,
Bubble gum.
White
Bubble
pepper,
gum
white
mace.
pepper instead of black pepper.
Chocolate mace.
Flavor mace.
It smell like cotton candy.
Skittles.
But the
Skittle
thing is-
mace.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Just
now
put
is
some
the
flaming
time.
hot sauce in
Now
there.
is the
Flaming
time
hot.
for her to
Flaming hot
understand.
Cheetos.
Hold on.
Cheeto
Come on,
base.
Bo.
Now is the time for her to understand you can't get your way with everybody. At that age, now is the time where she learned consequences.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Of your actions.
Let me correct you.
Go ahead.
Seriously, dude.
When the little heifer was acting up at 2,
Hey, okay.
that was the time for
Yeah.
her to learn
Yeah.
2 things. You respect authority,
Yep.
and you don't be giving me shit.
Right.
But see, society is fixed it where you can't knock the shit out these children.
Right.
You can't touch them, blah, blah, blah. So then you call the police. I mean, it was a case like when women called the police on men, and then police come in and won't want to jump on the police. You didn't have to do him like that. Well, he's whipping your ass.
Right.
Right. Please don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened on they happened on the internet. I saw that too. Police came to arrest the guy who beating up the girl, and she jumped on the police.
That
And
happen all the time.
then she
Yeah.
had to whoop her up.
That happen all the time.
They had to whoop her up.
Everybody end up in-
Even when the police is arresting the guy and his mama come out, they do her the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of ironic.
Well, the 16-year-old girl you're talking about, her name is Taylor Bracy.
Taylor Brazy.
Yeah, she
Florida somewhere. wasn't it?
kissing me.
Yeah, kiss her.
Yeah, her family says she's suffering from memory loss, headaches, and blurred
Of
vision.
course. They need
Sleep
some money.
What
deprivation.
they gonna say?
And what
They
else?
need some money.
Sleep deprivation.
Oh, damn.
All that in
Well,
one.
she
How
got
many-
quite a bit of sleep right after the incident.
She got a good nap right after that.
Yeah, she did.
But I'm saying I know cases occur when it's not necessary, when it is total brutality, but they are not showing what occurred that led up to that, man. And I'm telling you, man, some of them little high school girls, you try to get them under control if you want to without being rough. They
What a lot of them watching the news now, where black people are standing up to the police, and so a lot of them they like, I ain't got you.
Oh, I told
can't
y'all.
tell me what to do.
I told you
police.
last week I took a video where they did drug busts in front of my apartment buildings, and the brother was out there, and I'm about 5 feet from there. I'm going in my truck,
Yeah.
and I mean he going at him, man. I'm like, bruh, calm down. And when he's why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with me? I got it on video. I turned on my phone. Why you fucking me? Why would you fucking me? I had his shirt tail out. And he went to pull his shirt tail up. They brought the dogs out. I said, no, brother, don't do that. He pulled his shirt up, man. All them guns came out and they put them dogs on his ass. But I understand their position in that case.
Right.
But I understand him because the social climate now is that the police gonna fuck with you. Even though they found the dope and shit.
I'm about to say, when them dogs
Why
got
y'all fucking
loose,
with me?
did you hear that Harriet Tubman music in the back?
I took my ass back in my
He said they found the dope in the guns.
Go collect
on
my
him.
rent. Shit, I had a good damn. But he pulled his shirt up saying, I ain't got shit. But when he pulled that shirt up, that heat.
Oh, he
came
had
out.
shit. He
You
had
go-
the shit when them dogs got on.
But I thought they was gonna shoot him when he pulled his shirt up.
You go collect your rent personally?
When
What?
he
He a real landlord.
I know, bro. Slumlord ass.
When the woman that does it for me has a problem, I show up.
They know when it's him, because the doorbell go ding a ding a ding a ding a. Y'all know who that is. Who is? Uncle Elroy. Open the
He hit her
goddamn
there
door.
with that
Over the
410.
goddamn.
He hit her there with that 410.
My goddamn rent money at now.
Yeah.
Huh? Where my money, man? Y'all think y'all gonna live for free? What about this hole in the wall? Bitch, you did it.
We went to one of his buildings, right?
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, tell it.
You see me going to collect his rent. That's
We went to
hilarious.
one of his apartments, right, to fix something. And the young lady let us in. And she talking about, well, my stepdaddy want to talk to you. My stepdaddy want to talk to you. DC was like, well, that nigga ain't even on the lease.
On the lease.
So the dude called while we was still there, and DC got in like, you ain't on the lease. What you talking about? What you want to know? You got my rent money? And the phone hung up. He's like, hello?
All of a sudden we got bad connection.
Yeah. Also, you the new Bo Peep, huh? You the fine Bo Peep.
I'm too headstrong. I'm too quick.
You too nice. You too nice. You can't go collect the rent. Bo Peep too nice.
He done made a mistake and call you Bo Peep. Hey, Bo, hand me that over there.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, Marcus.
My man Mook man.
No, the problem is, when he told me we're going to throw a nigga out, I'm thinking we're going to throw a nigga out. We're going to throw him out. We ain't going to talk to him.
He had you doing push-ups and everything before you left.
Put that Vaseline on.
I'm a very reasonable landlord.
I was about to ask you that.
Let me tell y'all something I've done. I have cut, since COVID happened, I cut all of my tenants' rent in half.
Yeah.
I cut
So
all
in
of my
2020,
tenants'
About 9 months.
they paid half.
About 9 months.
So in 2020, your tenants paid half.
About 9
half of their rent.
Yeah.
And I know one tenant they ain't had to pay no gas and electric.
I do too.
Stop right. You talk too much.
How pretty is she? Is she pretty?
What's her name?
Baby, you ain't got to worry about the gas and the electric. I got you on that.
Hold on,
Let me say, I said.
What these apartments
picture
at?
of all
I
3 Fridays
might hit
on
the
the
move
wall
in and
when
get
they
the
walk-
penthouse or something. What are these apartments at?
I brought this up to say, I brought the whole incident up to
That's a good
say.
thing.
I brought the 2 incidents that are major incidents that I mentioned to say.
I got half the rent right
In
now.
some cases, when it's not a legitimate, every time the police rough somebody up, it's not brutality, man. And when you bring up a bullshit case, it makes the legitimate cases suffer.
Suffer, yeah.
Now, I haven't seen the video that led up to the girl getting body slammed. But if it comes out and this girl, you cannot fight the police like that, man. The best thing to do is just suck it up and then call Ben Crump.
That's what you do. Call good old Benjamin
But
Crump.
you go out there trying to fight the police, you're not gonna win. You're not.
She
you're
called
not
the
gonna
police,
win.
right? You said she called the police?
No, the mother of the 9-year-old called the police because she couldn't handle the girl.
Right.
But in the case of the high school, it was a high school. The girls were fighting in high school.
These new mamas.
Police showed up. This was supposed to be the girl that was a victim of the so-called bullies.
Oh.
Now, they never said nothing about the so-called bullies. I guess the police didn't arrest them, which leads me to believe that they cooperated. But this girl was going the hell off, man. And they roughed up. Now, I don't think they had to do what they did. But if the video before the body slam incident appears, then I'll be able to make a better call. But it's like everybody is jumping to, and I understand it because the social climate now suggests that police are brutalizing all young black people and stuff. But I'm saying, if you get a case, you got to look at each case individually. I know it happens now. I know the police are out of control. But if the video before this took place, because I'm telling you, I have seen some out of control high school kids, man. When I was in jail in Fayetteville, and they left my cell open. They said, "You DC?" I said, "Yeah." They leave his cell open, and I said,
"You was a trustee."
And I
They
said,
thought you was
"Right."
gay. They thought you was gay.
No,
Slid that mop bucket in there.
That's what they do for the gay
He was
boys.
a trustee.
no, the head
First day.
jailer recognized. She said, "Leave his cell open." And I said, "That's right." And I went in there and I laid down. It was in the morning. But when they started bringing in them rough son bitches in the evening, I said,
Close
"Hey,
your own cell.
somebody come lock my damn door." But they brought a little girl in there, a little black girl in there, couldn't weigh 110 pounds. And man, they was whipping her ass. And I said something. And these were women policemen. I said, "Come on now. That ain't necessary." They said, "DC, you don't know. She be here all the time. And this time, she in there for attempted murder." Attempted murder?
Damn.
He said attempted murder, and she come in and she fight us all the time. She tried to kill her mama this week.
Oh, wow.
I said,
she
"Well,
need
okay,
mental.
well, go ahead."
Go ahead and whoop
Yeah. And close my door, by the way.
But doesn't that kind of go back to what I was saying? But doesn't that kind of go back to what I was saying about the 9-year-old? Now, like you said, she was being bullied at school, right?
No, that's the high school.
The high
That's
school
what I'm talking
girl.
about. I'm saying, but like I said, when we discussed about the 9-year-old, about the cops taking their time or approaching the situation differently, because like you said, she had been bullied. So she gets to the point where she's not, she's fed up, now she's fighting back. Okay, now she's fighting back, and in the heat of that, the police come in and they break it up. She's so upset. She's still emotionally hurt from being bullied all this time. No one's probably protected her. She probably done told principal. She might even told.
She had told the principal. That's on the record.
Right, and so no one's done nothing. So now she's been pushed in the corner where she got to fight back. And you know, when you push in the corner like that, and you that type of scary, and you push in the corner where you got to fight back, you zapping out. You're not thinking rationally. So I think the cops, the police should have been able to handle that situation a little bit more differently.
If they showed a video and that were the case, I'd go along with it.
I can tell you what might have happened.
What?
Like this girl came outside after her mom told her to chill out, until somebody get there, this, that, and the other. She came outside, seen that the police was there, and acted out. Like she had help now. You understand? You ever seen that?
Possible.
Right.
Like she got help.
Yeah.
Now she wah. She left and right, and the police tell her to calm down.
I can see that.
No, fuck that, D. Blah blah blah.
Right.
blah,
Now
blah.
you
I'm gonna ask you
capping.
again to calm down. You supposed to be here for me. Then the tables turn. So I figured that I've seen that situation.
But at some point, man,
So
you
what
got
did you
to
do when that
come
happened?
to
You
grips.
When that happened to me? Oh man,
Well, you was about to get jumped on by them girls. What
Well,
happened with the police?
I love getting jumped on by women. I be grabbing titties and bras and everything. Jump me.
But at some point, you got to get yourself under control.
That's
and
right.
say, the
And
police
that's what it
here,
is.
They own me, and I got to calm down.
Yeah.
Now,
That's in the high school girls case. But in the 9-year-old case, there's only so much you can do, man. I just don't know how. I saw them. They handcuffed a little boy. This was a year ago. Y'all remember the little boy at school?
Yeah.
And they called
yeah.
the police on him. I think he was about 7.
Didn't they put him in the paddy?
They put him in
car?
They put him in the police
Yeah.
car, handcuffed him, but he wasn't fighting the police.
Yeah.
But
Well, he was
everybody was
scared to
mad
death,
just
though.
because they handcuffed
Yeah, he was scared to death.
Yes,
so
sir.
it was still a big deal about them putting handcuffs on him and putting him in the police
And I'm
car.
gonna tell you
That
something
traumatized.
else.
You still
You
can't
talking
get
about
into
being
skip school.
patient. And the girl was saying, I ain't getting in that car till my daddy come. Let's just say her daddy was coming. It may be a blessing that they maced the girl and put her in the car. Because even if my daughter was wrong and I show up, and I'm going to get in her ass. But it could lead to them killing me.
Right. Right.
So it could be a blessing that they went on and maced the girl, put her in the car. And it's not like, I don't want to be unsympathetic. Because I think I could take any 9-year-old with no mace.
Yeah. You should be able to.
I don't want to be unsympathetic. But it may be good that they were able to get her in that car and get her out of there before her daddy showed up.
It might have been worse when the daddy
Ooh,
showed
yeah,
up.
because if her daddy
To
would
see
show
the
up,
daughter
it
getting
might
treated
have-
that way,
yeah.
he might have
It would have went all the way
He might have
left.
died.
he might have acted fool and then got himself.
Yeah.
Daddy should have came there and got that ass together anyway.
Yeah, a 9-year-old, all you got to do is grab him behind the neck like a mama should, grab him behind the head.
Hold him like a rock wall.
Hold him like a rock wall.
Any of y'all familiar with the story that happened yesterday in Florida? The FBI went to go serve a warrant to his white. I guess he's a white male,
He shot him.
and he shot all 5 of them. 2 of them died.
Someone in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. He saw him through the camera. He had a ring thing with the camera on his
Yeah.
phone. He seen him coming. So now they trying to say the police had put out something I heard a long time ago about them saying that they want them to take those cameras off. They say that it's causing cops to die because people are able to see them
Yeah.
approaching, so they can go ahead and start firing on the police just by looking through those ring cameras. But I feel sorry for the
It's
female
free
police
enterprise.
officer.
It's free
and the one
enterprise. You can
that
buy anything
passed
you
away.
want.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the FBI agent that
Yeah.
passed away, but ain't that part of the job? You about to serve a warrant on somebody with sexual child pornography?
Yeah.
You should already know it ain't gonna be no easy win.
The problem I have with feeling sorry for him, I'll say this, I sympathize with him. But the problem I have with feeling sorry for him is, here's a situation where you got a guy under those kinds of serious allegations. You approaching the house and he mows your ass down. But you go to Breonna Taylor's house.
Right.
And they sleep, and you kick the door open and,
Right.
open fire.
Well, they shot through the door at Breonna's house. They didn't even open the door. They started shooting through the door.
Hey,
They
Mook.
shot the house up. That's
Mook,
it.
Mook. So next time, what the cops need to do: shoot a paint gun at the camera, block it out, They got.
Or just-
Well, they need to learn more tactics. They need a different
got
approach.
sharpshooters.
Add something to
They need
our.
to learn a different approach.
Yeah,
That's messed
you
up.
know,
I didn't
people
know
got
about
these
that.
cameras. They got the shield that they have. They usually have the little shield. The SWAT team has
Right.
the shield. Come ready.
Some bulletproof shit.
Yeah, come ready.
Just in
Come ready.
case.
I mean,
That's going to teach them to approach the situation
come
differently.
Just like
That's
you
all.
come to black folks'
no,
house.
but
That's
they,
right.
They're
They're
trying to
gonna
get
be
those
all right.
cameras.
That's what it is. They're going to take into precaution because they know what they're going to pick up, which is a white male.
So all you got to do now, hey, have a phone company come out and cut off the internet. Before you
Capital-
go
capital-
That's all they got to do. Cut off the internet.
The Capitol should
Because
have
the average criminal that's
got
black,
them ready.
you go into their house, they got at least two
anything.
pictures.
Oh, they're going to learn from this situation.
At least.
They're going to learn from this situation.
I
They're
don't
gonna
want
learn
to be
from it.
taken wrong either. I feel bad for the FBI. I feel bad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because
Yeah,
they
they
got
lost their
families.
life, right?
No, I feel bad for the
because it was
police.
a woman. One
but
was a woman.
that is, the risk is part of the
Yeah,
Come with
part of the job.
Come with the
That's
job.
like promoters do a show and the show don't go good, and they say, DC, I took a loss. That's the risk you
That's the
take.
risk you
Well,
take.
hold on. Check this out, though. They said now Joe Biden is in office. He's trying to do trade and stuff with China, but they said China controls all our communication. So they talked to one of the military commanders. He said he feels like it's wrong to let China control all of our technology communication.
As long as they,
If there's
as long as they
something-
don't shut down freeporn.com.
But what I'm saying is, they said in case of a
I'm gonna be
technical
bored.
warfare,
they
if
ain't
China
gonna- they
can
gonna
cut off
shut
the
that down.
communication.
All
and
our
they said
women
if they cut
thicker
off the
than their women. They
communication,
ain't shutting
it's
it
hard for the military to operate. If China controls communication, if they want to do something with us, they can shut off all our communication. Ain't nothing. He said, ain't nothing we'll be able to do. Because we won't be able to communicate with each other, and China controls that. And they said Joe Biden is pushing for that, and they like that.
I mean, I got
what
some
you think about
sympathy.
that?
I got some sympathy for the police and stuff. You know, with the first place, all this stuff coming out now about police brutality and stuff. Were it not for media and social media, that shit been going on forever, man. The slaves were freed in 1865. Ku Klux Klan was invented in 1866 to chase down the running slaves, and then the police came out of the Klan. So, I mean, I understand all that, but I have a hard time feeling sorry for them when that's what they get paid to do. They're equipped adequately to. I have a hard time. In one way, I feel bad for the police that were at the Capitol that committed suicide, but in another way, I'm like, that's your job,
Right.
and now you gonna commit suicide. You feeling bad because you lost this fight because you ended up being the one brutalized. So now you gonna commit suicide.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I
You
personally
wanna
think
die?
I personally
'Cause you lost
think
a
they
fight?
committed suicide because they were in on the
Yep.
deal
That's what I said.
and they thought it was fitting to come to light.
And I'd rather die than go and do that time.
So I feel bad, you know, for the family. But some stuff go along with the job,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Okay. On a lighter side, how y'all feel about White Karen courtside arguing with LeBron James?
Oh my Lord, she got on my damn nerves. I wanted somebody to whoop her ass.
In Atlanta of all places,
In Atlanta.
you a Hawk fan, really.
Right.
She just got on my nerves.
She
I
tried-
tell you what that makes me think of though, Bo.
yeah.
Like I was talking the other week about women stepping up, calling themselves going to defend the man. Now, it'd be different if it was a woman attacking the man. That woman called herself defending her man.
Yeah.
Talking about LeBron disrespecting her man, and she going to jump in. A woman out of control is the first thing would get your ass handed to you. We'll be right back.
Yeah, because what was he doing? Just sitting there?
Ashima think.
I wouldn't have done that.
We'll be back.